Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank the gentlelady from North Carolina for yielding me the customary 30 minutes, and I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman's recognized.
Mr. Speaker, before we even get to the rescissions, let's be really honest about what's going on here. This isn't just a debate about cuts, because in this rule, Republican leadership snuck in a rewrite of their big, ugly bill. Yep, that's right. A vote on this rule is effectively a revote on the reconciliation package, a do-over, a desperate attempt by Republican leadership to fix the mess they made with their awful tax scam. Now, when they rushed it through in the middle of the night, they included provisions that aren't even allowed under the Senate reconciliation rules. And instead of coming clean and holding a straightforward vote on the corrections, they're trying to bury it in this rule for the DOGE rescissions package, hoping that nobody will notice. And think of it like a Trojan horse, Mr. Speaker. And let's be clear, the rescissions could be brought to the floor anytime. You heard that right. They could be brought to the floor anytime. They're privileged. Speaker Johnson doesn't need this rule to move them. The only reason these things are being tied together is to trick certain Republicans into voting for a bill that they've already said they regret. Now, it should be said that Republicans have an opportunity right now to change the bill before it goes to the Senate. Last night in the Rules Committee, we could have voted to strip out the state AI moratorium from the reconciliation bill, or we could have dropped the controversial language on contempt that some Republican members objected to. But Republican leadership deliberately decided not to do any of that. They decided that the very stuff their members are concerned about doesn't matter, and instead are entirely leaving changes up to the Senate, as if we had no power or influence here in the House. And as the gentlelady from North Carolina, the chairwoman of the Rules Committee, said herself last night during the meeting, and I quote, "Any member who has any regrets about his or her vote on the first bill has the opportunity to vote no on the rule." She didn't recommend a no vote, but she pointed out the choice that members have. And I agree with her. Members have a choice here. Those who didn't like this bill have a choice to stop it right here in the House. So to all of the Republicans who said they regret voting yes for this reconciliation bill, especially those who complained about how much this will add trillions to the deficit and debt, this is your chance for a redo. This is your chance for a redo. Vote no. Vote no here to stop this big, ugly bill from moving to the Senate. If you have the courage of your convictions, you will vote no. And while Republican leadership is busy playing procedural games, trying to slip this through, let's talk about what they're attaching this rewrite to. The Republican rescissions package is based on a scam, a con job, a grift. This is not about actual savings, nor is it about rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse. This is based on cementing stupid, preposterous, self-defeating DOGE cuts into law. DOGE cuts that, I might add, have already illegally been in place for months when the Trump administration wreaked havoc on our government systems by freezing critical funding. From day one, DOGE has been one big excuse to reward Trump's wealthy donors, gut public services, and funnel resources away from programs that help ordinary people and into the pockets of the wealthy and well-connected. Let's not forget, this is the same DOGE review that cut off funding to USDA bird flu experts in the middle of a bird flu outbreak, that sent pink slips to the people who secure our nuclear warheads, that gutted the National Weather Service so badly that right now we might not have enough meteorologists to warn communities about tornadoes and hurricanes. DOGE was a total, complete failure. And now Republicans want to lock their disastrous cuts into law? Come on, that's insane. That's crazy. And look at what these cuts are targeting. Funding for global health, for clean water, for food security, for democracy programs, for UNICEF, for the World Food Program, for diplomacy and humanitarian aid, for world peace, for Christ's sakes. People think our foreign budget is some huge, massive thing. We are talking about something that's 1% of our budget. So please do not come down here and pretend like this is a serious attempt to cut funding. If you want to go after waste and save taxpayer money, count me in. Count me in. You know, I wish my Republican friends would express some concern about the fact that their president is spending maybe up to $40 million for a parade of military tanks on his birthday. I mean, really? We're cutting money to save lives in this rescissions package, but $40 million plus, no big deal, as long as Donald Trump is happy. But we should start with the Pentagon if we're serious about getting after fraud, waste, and abuse. The Pentagon, which, by the way, has never, ever passed an audit. Never passed an audit. Let's look at tax breaks for big oil. Can't do that because they write out big checks. Let's go after the loopholes for billionaires. Let's end the corporate giveaways. No, no, no. Republicans don't want to touch any of those things. Meanwhile, the cuts in this rescissions package, these cuts hurt America. They weaken our leverage around the world. They pull back critical funding for our allies. They strip away tools we use to prevent conflict and promote stability. These cuts will lead to the deaths of hundreds of thousands, devastating the most vulnerable in the world. And at a time when China and Russia and Iran are working overtime to challenge American influence, this bill says, oh, go right ahead. This is China's dream come true, the U.S. pulling back our soft power from around the world. This is self-sabotage masquerading as savings. And it's not even a lot of money. I mean, these slivers of our federal budget, these dollars that generate enormous return by keeping people alive and preventing crises before they happen. That's what this money does that you're cutting. This isn't just penny wise and pound foolish, Mr. Speaker. It's like saving money by burning down your house so you don't have to pay for the heat. You know, I'd like to think that America's greatness comes from our humanity. Well, it's clear Republicans believe that America's greatness is found in our inhumanity, from cruelty and callousness. And I believe everyone can agree that's a truly dark, dangerous, and morally bankrupt place to govern from. The American people deserve better than this. They deserve smarter than this. They deserve a government that prioritizes what works, not what flatters the egos of billionaires hopped up on ketamine. This rule is a disgrace. The underlying bill is a disgrace. I urge my colleagues to vote no, and I reserve the balance of my time.